I think some might refer to the term as half-assed, but that doesn't really make sense. Why would you only want half an ass? Quarter-assed? Yeah, okay, maybe, but who's the one who has 20 plus geothermals? Yeah. I'm just kidding. There are some down here I would like to use because they aren't really getting used. But we're going to leave them there. I could not bring it upon myself to uproot anything right now. Let's go check on these. Oh. Oh yeah, no problem. Anything else? I know I do a lot of work off camera, but that's because I firmly believe in games like this, you know. If you're going to be doing the same thing, you don't really want to see the same thing being done every day. So I kind of try to skip a little bit, but in doing that, sometimes I skip way too much, and I apologize for that. I went and grabbed my batteries, the purple ones, because we need to get some of these built, and I'm going to build as many of those as I can. Yeah, you know, it did bother me at one point, but you should have seen how wide it had grown. And it took so long just to clear up what I did. Yeah, I'm actually surprised of myself that it doesn't bother me. It really should. 1120. All right. That's another one down. I gotta wait till I stop. We're at 1120. 1120. We're getting there, folks. Let's see. Was I doing it this way? I think it was this way I did it. And then I just go straight down from here. Yeah, there we go. That way I can remove. Alright, we get all these up and get our last geothermal built. Wonderful. We're just waiting on pipes now. There's not much else I can do. There's a little bit for the biomass extractor thing keeps going off, so maybe they ran out of cutter heads. That's my guess. I think LPTs can fire directly into this. Am I right? Or LETs. I always call them LPTs. I think these can fire directly into here. If that's the case, then I only need, what, 3 of these with chromed lenses? It's not doing anything. Maybe it takes a minute. Oh, there we go. Ah, okay, there we go. Alright, so what, 3 of these? No, that's not right. 4. I've admitted to being terrible at math. Ah, you tried to cook me and you don't even exist yet. Oh wait, that's right, because you have to get rid of... I've mentioned this before, but if you hook up a new conduit in between where 2 conduits were already hooked up, you've got to disable the old hookup. Otherwise they'll go right through it, and that's why that conduit almost killed me, because it went right through that battery. Almost, doesn't count. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna do it on top. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one will be 1 spot below the middle. I think that will bother me the least. Gimme power. Apparently this is a job that I have to do myself now. Arthur doesn't believe in teamwork. Progression, you've generated a whole crap ton of power. It was like in the billions. Alright. Where? Oh, I see the delta. 110,000. So we're good, right? This battery right here is getting 10,000 power per second into it, so it would need more than that to enter. Oops. If the cryoplasm expands, really, I am not concerned. We can do a quick look at my defenses, but my defenses, along with the cryo bombers, 100%. I'm good. It's not going to... The only time that this cryoplasm is going to get in my way is when we are tunneling towards the actual spawner. Dips below 100,000 every once in a while. I wonder what kind of effect that would have. Did that ever finish, by the way? No, it didn't. Okay, well, oops. In all my excitement of hooking everything up, we're actually one geothermal generator short. So once we get this last geothermal generator built, we shouldn't be dipping below anything. And we're actually doing pretty good for being one short. I'll almost have enough for the next geothermal. Yeah. What about up here? You know, I went and cleared out all of that room for hooking up that new chromium vein, and I never got around to it. Feel a little silly. $42. Isn't that from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? This deposit, let's see, I scanned it before, and I think it was 20 million? Oh no, yep, 10.2 million. Yeah, your memory is much better than mine, apparently. Oh my gosh. Although as far as power goes, how much do these transfer? So if I put a polished on that and that one there, has anyone ever checked to see how much rubble you can get out of one block? I wonder if it's infinite. Because if that's true, someone could just set up an auto clicker to just click on a piece of coal forever and get a billion pieces of rubble. Macerate all of that rubble, and then you'll have infinite ore. Up to tier, 1 and 2 ore. Might be worth trying. Yeah, it might be a interesting way. I think I might do that. I have a third-party auto clicker, auto keyboard user, and I might set that up, pin myself in place, and just auto click a piece of coal for 4 hours. That might be fun. Once I have tricky storage hoppers, it'll be even easier because I can build a bunch of 2,000 slot hoppers to put it in. Alright, we're gonna steal this and put it on the chrome. And we're also going to hook up that other one. This one. Oops. There. Why don't we start stockpiling the bars? Yeah, I'm talking about like when you just right-click on a vein and you're right next to it. I don't think it works if you're far away. Oh, it does, okay. But yeah, you get the little piece of rubble. Yeah, that's infinite, so you just set up a clicker. And like you could do it to a piece of coal or something too if you're really worried about getting rid of the ore. Be a good source for infinite rock once you've played a game for 5,000 hours and you don't even have any more rock around. I'd like to see a world like that, where someone has literally mined away all of the rock, crushed it all up into ore because they needed ore.
Structure complete.
There we go. Oops. I would like to say I'm careful, but I would probably be lying. I have accidentally built and destroyed so many things. Hurts to think of a little bit. Alrighty. That is how you trench ore. You fill every little bit like that. I could probably put a couple more on there too if we went all the way around. But I'm happy with that. Probably do a little bit more excavating around here. But for the most part, we shouldn't need to go looking for any more ore. There's a very large molybdenum vein, actually several pretty good sized molybdenum veins that I've found. Haven't even tapped. Chromium's the only one that's slow. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's more space to put a couple more on there. We'd have to actually clear the blocks out around it first. Ooh, nice. Heat conducting pipes. Thank you. Well, there's one way for me to test it. I've always wanted to test it myself. If I go... Yeah. Well, that's the almost depleted vein. Those react differently than the solid blocks. But here, I'm going to test it out now. I'm going to go find a vein that's not being mined. I'm going to scan it. I'm going to right-click it about 50 times. And we'll see, and then I'll scan it again. So let me ping colored or known. Here's a vein right here. We'll test the really small one. All right. 68,720. I'll wait until all of that information on the left goes away. Scan it again. 66,720. I think that's the same same number. That flashing was distracting me. Get a couple more. Ah, no. Actually, it, yeah. No, it's not infinite. Just right-clicking the rubble out of it is enough. 66,560. And I'm only going to right-click it. I'm not going to hold control. I'm not doing anything like that. And now this one's not going away. Oh, there we go. Now it went away. That's just with right-clicking. And if we look at my inventory, I didn't have any, or I only had a couple rubble, so it's not even 100 each. So you're probably better off actually macerating the coal itself. Yeah, it was worth a shot. Something I never really thought of before. Well, I thought of it, but I never actually went as far as testing it. So now it's been tested. Good to know. I'll make sure I put that in one of my videos. Alright. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't go testing it on some chromium or something. Of course, that would have just been stupid. Oh, look, 100 bars each. Thank you. Oh. And then these things always drop their other 25 after you pull the 100 out. Something to remember. If you've got the Mark III output, there's always going to be 125 to grab there. Now, what was I looking for? I completely forgot what I was doing. What else is new? Why don't I go check on the geotherms and the magma bore? Only if you regularly right-click. If you use the control right-click, the super build, you'll get chromium and molybdenum. There's actually research that requires chromium and molybdenum, and it only requires one ore. And I was able to do that research way before I was supposed to because of the V3 build gun. I'm a dirty little cheater. But hey, I already beat the game once. I should be able to have those little things like that. Alright, 377 million power still required. 300 million power still required. Alright, here we are. It's been about another hour, hour and a half or so. Probably not even that. And we are down to the last 5 million power this thing requires. You know, we did go ahead and build that last geothermal generator. It's not quite finished. It'll get there. And there we have the bore. The delta, the power per second's low, but I think what it does is it fills the internal battery, so as long as the internal power is still pretty good, I think it should be a-okay. It uses a little bit of power, resetting the drill. There we go. Now it's working. Alright, I see it. Well, we've got plenty of power being fed into this. So we're going to let this run for a while. I appreciate you watching, and hope to see you next time.